Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. Welcome if you're new here. My name's Sarah. I make videos every single week here on YouTube talking about my acne journey and how I managed to clear my skin up. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then please hit the subscribe button because I'd love to see you here each week. But with that being said, today's video I am super excited for because I know that this is particularly a problem in the summer when the sun is out and your skin starts to get really oily. I used to have this problem all the time, guys. My skin was super oily before I went on Roaccutane and when I had acne. So yeah, I want to share with you my 5 best tips for getting rid of oily skin in the summer. So stay tuned and let's get straight into it. Okay, so my first tip is kind of a weird one and it is milk of magnesium. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of this before, but essentially milk of magnesium is something you take if you've got tummy problems. It's like a medicine really, but you can buy it over the counter. It's not on prescription. So you'd buy it from your local chemist and you would just use a tiny little bit and apply it to the oily areas of your skin. So I would usually use like a cotton bud or a sponge and I would dab it into the milk of magnesium and apply it just over my T-zone, my forehead and my chin. And this really helped. So the trick with this, because I did do it a few times and the first time I used it, it didn't really work as well. But it's really to let this sink in and kind of dry for about half an hour before applying your makeup. And even better, if you can put a primer between the milk of magnesium and the foundation, it will work 10 times better. So yeah, this is great if you've got a wedding and you know when you have to be in makeup for like 12, 14, even longer sometimes hours, and you're really paranoid that your makeup's going to become really kind of slick and oily. And I know it's really difficult to kind of just keep powdering over the top of that, and also not great for your skin, guys. So I really recommend this one, guys. Definitely go and try it out because it worked really well for me. I didn't do it on a daily basis because I wasn't really sure how good it is for your skin, but for the odd occasion like a wedding or you know one of those days where you are in makeup all day, then definitely try it out. I didn't see any breakouts from using this method, so yeah, why not give it a go. My second tip is one that I've been doing since I was honestly at school, and I discovered this method and it does work if you actually have some patience to do your makeup quite slowly in the morning. Obviously if you're in a rush and you're going to school and you're going to work, not necessarily a step you want to be doing every day. But what I would do before applying my foundation, I would get my beauty blender or a sponge or anything that you want to use. I actually started off using like a cotton pad before I had a beauty blender, and I would dab powder and I would actually press this into my skin in like a rolling motion. And the reason I discovered this rolling motion was because I used to watch Wayne Goss, and in fact sometimes I still do. His channel's amazing and his makeup tips for kind of reducing pore size and oily skin were really, really helpful. So I would do the same sort of method, and I realized I'd been doing something similar, but I kind of perfected my technique watching his. So yeah, grab a beauty blender, grab a sponge, and you actually kind of just roll the beauty blender into the powder and then yeah, apply it over the oily areas before you start to apply your makeup. So it really would depend on how oily I thought I was going to be that day. So for example, in the winter, I wouldn't need to do this so often, but definitely in the summer, particularly if I was going to like a festival or something, I would do a couple of layers of the powder before I even begun my foundation. And just a little FYI, I then did powder on top of the foundation. So yeah, kind of a thick layer of makeup if we're being honest, something I don't feel that comfortable doing anymore. But yeah, certainly if I was still oily and I did get that problem kind of skin around my T-zone, I would definitely be using this method. Tip number 3, and this is a really obvious one. I'm sure if you have oily skin, you've discovered blotting paper. So I used to swear by this stuff. I would carry it around everywhere with me. People who knew me would know that I was always carrying around blotting paper because I was so shiny, guys. Honestly, it used to kill me. I used to always have to go into the bathroom at lunchtime and probably a few times during the day and blot away the oil. However, sometimes I would get caught short and I wouldn't have the blotting paper to hand, so I came up with another method that does work. And what I would do is I'd grab a square of toilet paper and I would peel them apart, and the inside piece of the toilet paper would work really, really well for absorbing oil. So what I would do is I would dab this across my skin and then I would reapply powder on top, and usually that would do the trick for the rest of the day. So definitely recommend that. If you haven't discovered it already, give it a go. It's honestly the best thing to do if you are caught without your blotting paper. And especially if you're staying over someone else's house. I used to find that sometimes, you know, even if I wasn't wearing makeup and I was sleeping over, I would really want to kind of get rid of the excess oil, so I would use exactly that trick and it worked a treat. So my 4th tip is a supplement. So you wouldn't apply this directly to your skin, but taking the supplement seriously helps with controlling my oil. So I actually took this at a mega dose for I think sort of maybe 2 or 3 months, which I wouldn't recommend because obviously that's not a sustainable long-term solution. But I did kind of wean it down to maybe taking, I think maybe sort of 1 or 2 of these tablets a day. I think they came in 500 milligrams, and it's vitamin B5. I think it's called pantothenic acid. So pantothenic acid, vitamin B5, I'm not sure how this works internally, but I have to say it does work. I've tried it a few times, particularly when I went away. I think I was traveling around Southeast Asia where my skin was so oily. I took a supplement of that for about a couple of weeks. I took a supply with me and it really worked, guys. That was the 2 weeks that my skin was actually really controllable. Yeah, don't go through with the whole mega dose situation, because I know if you have a Google of this, some people are taking like a serious ton of vitamin B5. I wouldn't recommend that. I have tried that myself and it's just not a long-term solution, guys. Don't bother. But yeah, if you want to take just the normal amount of vitamin B5, then it does help with oil control. Okay, so finally, guys, the last tip I have to say is try reducing the amount of sugar in your diet. I really do recommend this. This has really helped with my skin. So in terms of oil control, this is certainly worth giving a go. If you reduce the amount of sugar, that really is a long-term solution to having less oily skin, which in turn will lead to less breakouts. So yeah, give it a go. If you haven't tried it already, maybe you've already watched a ton of my videos and heard me say this a million times before, but if you haven't tried it already, then certainly worth a go. You've got nothing to lose, right? So thanks so much for watching this one, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and please subscribe if you like this kind of content. If you're also keen on having the best skin of your life, then this is the place to be, because I upload every single Sunday. So if you want even more tips on how to have clear skin, reduce acne scars, and generally just feel good, then head over to my Instagram and follow me over there too. My handle is @Sarah_skinstory. I love chatting to you guys over there. So yeah, hope to see you on Instagram too. But with that being said, yeah, thanks very much for watching this one, guys, and I will see you in next week's video. Thanks, guys. Bye.